This is the Southside School of Financial Freedom Market Report and Small Account Update for the week ending May 4th, 2024. The market finished higher this week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average increased 1.18% on Friday and was up 1.14% for the week. The S&P 500 increased 1.26% on Friday and was up 0.55% for the week. The Nasdaq increased 1.99% on Friday and was up 1.43% for the week. Looking at the week, we can see that there were 10 up finishes versus 5 down finishes for the major indexes. On Monday and Thursday, all the major indexes finished up. On Tuesday, it all finished down. On Wednesday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up, while the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq finished down. And on Friday, all the major indexes finished up again. How did you do? My small account finished 1.59% higher and generated cash flow of 1.57%. Even when the market falls and or my account doesn't do well, I still get income or cash flow by selling covered calls and naked puts. This method does not only guarantee cash flow or income, it can also beat the S&P 500. Now, I don't use charts, I don't use fundamental analysis, I don't use indicators or signals, and I definitely don't sit in front of a computer screen all day to watch the market. I simply choose a stock from my watch list to sell covered calls and or naked puts. I do have 5 criteria for choosing stocks to put on my trading watch list. I will not reveal what my criteria are, but if you examine my list, you may be able to figure out the criteria for yourself. The last row is my benchmark row. I measure my performance against gold, silver, and the S&P 500. I choose the stock option based on whether I own the stock or I would like to own the stock. I choose a strike price, an expiration date, a bid, and I submit a limit order. Then I wait for execution. If the sale does not execute, I may change my order or wait until the next day to submit a new order. Looking at my watch list from the week, the strongest performer on the list was Blink Charging Company, ticker symbol BLNK. It's in the second column. It was up 5.19% on Friday and increased 25.62% for the week. Blink Charging Company manufactures, owns, operates, and provides electric vehicle, that is EV, charging equipment and services. The company offers residential and commercial EV charging equipment and services in the U.S. Blink also produces a range of level 2 EV charging equipment that is ideal for commercial and residential use with the North American Standard J1772 connector, the North American Charging Standard connector, the Type 2 connector compatible with electric vehicles in Europe and Latin America. Looking at a summary of results, you can see that Blink has decreased minus 10.32% year to date. I have generated cash flow from Blink in the past. This week, I generated cash flow from selling 3 different option contracts, 1 call, and 2 puts that range from $7.34 to $27.34. So on Monday, I sold 2 puts, one for $27.34 and one for $24.34. And then it wasn't until Friday where I sold a call for $7.34. That's a total of only $59.02, but the account is small, and I know that $59.02 is not a lot of money, but it is 1.57% of my account value. With this system, the money is free and clear. You can take it out of your account and spend it, or leave it in to build your cash balance and or invest it. If you want to increase the amount of cash flow, just use a larger account. For example, to 10x the cash flow to $590.20, use a larger account, and instead of selling 1 of everything I sold, sell 10. This strategy is guaranteed to produce cash flow immediately in every week that it is applied. However, it does not guarantee the amount of cash flow from week to week, nor the value of your account. The amount varies and the account value varies. Despite the variations in amount and value, the goal is to generate cash flow and beat the S&P 500. And that is what I am openly showing you every week as it happens. Note most professional money managers and their strategies do not consistently beat the S&P 500 every year. They usually lose, and they usually lose by a lot. Last year, this method beat the S&P 500 by about 12%. But in 2024, my account is down minus 20.06% versus 7.57% up for SPY, which is an S&P 500 ETF. That is a difference of 27.63%. So I am losing to the S&P 500 by almost 28%. It is not unusual to beat the S&P 500 one year and then lose to the index the next year, and it seems that I am going to befall the same fate as most professional money managers, but I still have time, another 3 quarters of the year to go. I am still trailing SPY by a lot. I am confident I will keep gaining on the S&P 500. Tune in next week to find out if I'm able to gain any more. Bitcoin watch. Bitcoin gained 0.41% this past week and is in a bull market. It is trading near all-time highs. It is up almost 50% year to date. Some people believe, and I am one of them, that Bitcoin is the most transformative financial asset in 1,000 years. So I think the best course of action is to dollar cost average, that is DCA, into the S&P 500 and DCA into Bitcoin at a 30 to 70 ratio for the next 10 years and or up to when you have invested at least $10,000. In fact, I may start such a strategy soon. What do you think? What is your strategy? Do you know how to produce cash flow every week and beat the S&P 500? Do you invest in Bitcoin, which again may be the smartest investment of the decade? As you develop, analyze, and implement your strategy, please check back to see how my small account performs against the S&P 500 from week to week by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you.